Hello, everyone, and welcome to My Choices Unbox Your Future programme that's been put on by the Leicester Let. My name's Tina Patel, and I'm here on behalf of the National Apprenticeship Services to give you an overview of apprenticeships, looking at what you can do apprenticeships in, the different levels of apprenticeships, and then I'm going to talk you through some platforms that you can look at to look at those apprenticeship vacancies that you may be considering as a pathway for when you leave school. What are apprenticeships then? I always say to students, view an apprenticeship as a full-time job because in essence that's what it is. You're going to be studying and working at the same time, and an apprenticeship is split between 80 and a 20% split. 80% of the time with the employer you're working, and 20% of the time is the off-the-job learning, where you are learning qualifications that are relevant to that role. You are going to be working 30 hours a week. It's usually 37.5 hours a week, but some of that is allocated to the training as well, and usually is Monday to Friday, again, dependent on what you're doing. So for both components of an apprenticeship, whether you're working or studying, you're going to earn a salary. You would have heard of that strapline, earn while you learn. That comes from the apprenticeship world. So at the moment, £4.15 is the national minimum hourly rate for an apprenticeship. That obviously goes up once your age, your experience, and what the employer decides you to pay will go up. Again, don't be disheartened at that level of pay. You've always got to start somewhere. You're not treated any differently because you're doing an apprenticeship. The employer views you as the same as any other employer in that organisation. You get a contract of employment, and that stipulates all your job roles, what they're going to do in your hours, so forth. But you also get holiday pay, sick pay, and any other schemes that employee offers its employers. You get the same, and it is a real job with real responsibilities. And we talk about this because there is still myths around apprenticeships that it's not meaningful, it's cheap labour, you make teas and coffees all day. That's not the case. It is a real job with real responsibilities. You will be given tasks to complete during the day. You might have to write reports, answer to emails, attend meetings. So it's going to have responsibilities. That organisation is there to mould you into their organisation, to teach you the way it operates. So it is a real job with real responsibilities. So there are different levels of apprenticeships, as you can see here. You've got your intermediate level 2 apprenticeship, which is equivalent to 5 GCSEs once completed. That can take about a year to complete. You've got your advanced apprenticeship, which is a level 3 apprenticeship, which can roughly take about 2 years to complete, and you get the equivalent of 2 A levels. Then the level 4, 5, 6, and 7 is what we call the higher apprenticeship pathways. So at level 4 and 5, that's equivalent to a higher qualification, such as your foundation degree. 4, 5, 6 and combined is your bachelor's degree. So the same way you'd go to university and get a degree, you can do at level 6. And then 4, 5, 6 and 7 combined is your master's. So higher apprenticeships can take anything up to 4 to 6 years to complete. But this also depends on what you're doing and what the employer wants in terms of the criteria. So it's a progressive route apprenticeships. You can start off at level 2 and go all the way up to level 6 and get your degree. Now, you need to be 16 years of age and completed year 11 to start an apprenticeship. Some of you might finish after year 11. Once you've finished, you may want to look at the intermediate apprenticeships. Some of you might want to do college, sixth form, then look at the advanced or higher apprenticeships. And some of you might go and get a degree by doing the apprenticeship journey. Some of you might just want to stay on your level 4 and 5. It's entirely up to you how you would like that apprenticeship pathway to look like. As long as you meet the criteria to go on to a level 2 apprenticeship, it's up to you. There is no upper age limit of doing an apprenticeship as well. And all apprenticeships develop your skills, your knowledge, and your behaviours. I'm going to talk about the degree apprenticeships, the higher and the degree apprenticeships in a little more detail. So if you are thinking about going to university and getting a degree, that's fantastic, that's great. But there's also this pathway of higher and degree apprenticeships. You can still get a degree by doing a higher and a degree apprenticeship, the same way you would do if you went to universities. The only difference is you're working and studying at the same time, so still that 80 and the 20% split. There's 100 plus universities that offer that pathway, and that does include the Russell Group of universities. But you're learning as you're earning a salary, but the government and the employer are co-funding your degree so that you don't have any student debt to pay back. You're still a university student, you still get the NUS discounts, you still get that experience of university life, albeit you won't be there full time, but you still get that experience. Like I said earlier, it could take 4 to 6 years to complete a higher end degree apprenticeship. But what does that give you? To 4 to 6 years, you get a degree. It's fully paid for by the employer. You get relevant qualifications, and you have gained transferable skills, up to 6 years work of transferable skills under your belt, which employers are looking for. When I mean transferable skills, I'm talking about delegation, communication, managing conflicting deadlines, all of those experiences and skills that you can gain by working. That's what employers are looking for. Most employers will offer you a full-time job once you've completed the degree apprenticeship. And again, you're ahead of the game to those that are at university who still need to look for a job, potentially could have tuition fees to pay back. So those or how they compare to university. It's an option you may want to think about, and it's an option you may want to do some further research in. And to do some further research around higher and degree apprenticeships, you can go onto amazingapprenticeships.com or the Institute of Apprenticeships, which is a really good website for you to get more information around those higher and degree apprenticeship pathways. So the different delivery models, as I said, 20% of your paid time is off the job learning, and you still get paid for training. So a lot of it comes from the workplace because it's hands-on practical knowledge and skills you'll be gaining. The employer might opt for online learning, or they might opt for you to go to college or a training provider. And then in essence, it's classroom-based learning. It could be a mixture of exams and assignments. All this kind of information is in the application form, so it's worth having a look and doing more research around that. What kind of apprenticeship pathways can you do? Apprenticeships have always been associated with the construction and the trades industry. Again, on the screen here, I've just given you a snapshot of what's available. There are a lot more opportunities for the apprenticeship pathways. A lot more employers are offering the apprenticeship pathway because they see it's a good way to get someone into their organisation, coach them, mould them and guide them into the organisation. It has a lot more benefits as well. You're learning from the current workforce and they're looking at you when you're doing the apprenticeship to take their organisation forward. So there are a range of apprenticeships. A lot more employers are offering them. Again, if you go on Amazing Apprenticeships, there is an A to Z list, a downloadable list that you can see all the apprenticeship pathways that are available for you to have a look at. And it's also about looking inside the company as well. As you can see on the screen here, each organisation has all of these departments. So think outside the box a little bit. If you want to do IT, you don't have to apply necessarily to the large companies. Every single organisation will have an IT department. So think what skills you want to develop and where you can develop those skills. Which employers offer apprenticeships then? On the screen right here, you can see all these large organisations that offer you the apprenticeship pathway. These are large organisations and some of them are well known to you, but don't forget also you've got small to medium-sized companies that offer the apprenticeship pathway as well. I'm going to just pick Starbucks here. A lot of students ask me, why Starbucks? I don't want to make coffees all my life. That's not the case. Starbucks is an international company. Again, it has an IT department, it has an accounts department, it has a marketing department. It's an international company. So start thinking about things like that. What is it that you'd like to do and what organisation can you apply them to? So some companies in Leicester, so I have done a bit of research for you that are offering apprenticeships, and this is just again a snapshot. You've got Travis Perkins, Leicestershire Police are offering apprenticeship pathways. If someone's interested, or any of you interested in getting a police degree apprenticeship, they're on offer. Army, you've got Sitner Group, you've got Leicester City Council, the NHS, and even Specsavers are offering apprenticeships in your local area for you to have a look and think about. And again, Leicester and Leicestershire, as you can see here, it's made up of different areas. Again, you've got the sports industry in Leicester that offers a lot of apprenticeship pathways. You've got the hospitality industry. You've also got the university that can offer your apprenticeship pathways as well. But here is a really good example of different areas that are offering the different apprenticeship pathways. It is a great area to develop your career. There's a lot on your doorstep that you may be interested in. So it's worth doing the research and having a look out there. So the truth about apprenticeships, then just a little bit of truth, you are going to earn a salary. 90% of you will stay in work once you've completed your apprenticeship, and if the next level apprenticeship is suitable for you and the company has a vacancy, you can apply. You gain a degree with no tuition fees to pay back, but the bottom two boxes are really important. Do you get a social life? And the answer is yes. You'll have money, you get paid, so that will support your social life as well. And again, sometimes you might find that you need to relocate or you need to travel as part of your apprenticeship. So just be mindful of that as well. So how to register and how to look for apprenticeship vacancies. So go onto the web link here, amazingapprenticeships.com/FAA. Click on your region, which would be Midlands. and then it will take you onto this screen here, and it says create an account. I would recommend that you create yourself an account. It's free for you to create, but where else to look? With apprenticeships, they don't run in timetable of the school. So it's really important that you start doing your research. When an employer has a vacancy, they're going to advertise. So go on company websites. The National Apprenticeship Services do a lot of media campaigns on social media, so keep your eye out. Even talk to your family and friends. Talking to them, it opens up their knowledge around apprenticeships. But there are organisations they could be working for that they know offering you apprenticeship pathways as well. And again, visit Amazing Apprenticeships. There's student resources that are free to download. There are resources for parents and the resources for teachers. And there's an area called Vacancy Snapshot on Amazing Apprenticeships that will, just on the screenshot there, if you click on the company logos, will talk to you about their recruitment campaign. And it's a really good starting point for you to do research. Remember, you just can't walk into an apprenticeship, guys. It's applying for a job. Employers need you to meet grades, skills, and criteria. So you need to start doing your research. The earlier research you do, the much more easier it is for when you are looking for those apprenticeship vacancies, and you've got to put in a good quality application. So here are our contact details. So please feel free to contact us. Now, if you want to ask any questions or you want to clarify, I'm more than happy to take questions. My contact details are tina.patel at workpays.co.uk. That's tina.patel at workpays.co.uk. Happy to answer your questions. Equally, you can ask the Leicester Lep to get in contact with me, and I'm happy to take questions as well. We offer this support into schools as well. So this program we run is called the Apprenticeship Support Knowledge Project and program for schools, where we can come into schools and offer this program for free, so we can support your students looking at alternative pathways if that's something that you would like to take up. Again, it's worth talking to the Leicester Lep or contacting me on that email address, and I'll just say it one more time: tina.patel at workpays.co.uk. But there are some discussion points I'm going to leave you with. So start thinking about apprenticeships. Even if it's not your plan A, make it your plan B. But it's always important to have a plan A and B when it comes to your future career choices. So what are the benefits of completing an apprenticeship? What do you see are the benefits? What are the advantages of completing a higher end degree apprenticeship, and what do you achieve, and how does it compare to full-time university? Have you been on the Institute of Apprenticeship website to have a look at more information? Where can you find apprenticeship vacancies, and when should you start looking? And is it good for you now to start creating an account on the Amazing Apprenticeship website? And ultimately, what are the benefits of starting your research early? These are some discussion points around apprenticeships that you might find useful and that you might consider. So thank you very much for listening to my presentation. I hope you found it useful. Always have a plan A and plan B, guys, and good luck. And again, thank you for listening.